There's something strange I've noticed. The older I get, the more I realize that some of the people I admire the most aren't necessarily the smartest or the richest or the loudest. They're usually just calm, the kind of people who make you feel comfortable. And strangely enough, there's an animal that reminds me of exactly that. And yes, it's a capybara. Which sounds ridiculous, but hear me out. Because if you think about it, capybaras have something that a lot of us seem to be losing. Not intelligence, not strength, but peace. And I don't mean the kind of peace where nothing bad ever happens. I mean the kind where you don't let everything disturb you. The kind where you don't feel the need to turn every disagreement into a war. The kind where you don't constantly have to prove yourself to everyone around you. One thing I find fascinating about capybaras is that they don't seem to spend their lives looking for enemies. They coexist, they stay composed, they rarely create chaos where there doesn't need to be any, and maybe that's why people are drawn to them, because deep down, we're all looking for peace, not just around us, but within ourselves. And no, I'm not saying you should become passive or that you should let people walk all over you. Even capybaras have boundaries, but they don't spend their entire lives trying to prove something. And maybe that's a lesson worth paying attention to, because when was the last time you met someone and thought, I wish they were more arrogant? I wish they cared more about winning every conversation. Probably never. But calm people, kind people, people who make you feel safe and understood, those are the people you remember. And maybe that's why this animal became so loved in the first place. Not because it does anything extraordinary, but because in a world where everyone is trying so hard to stand out, there's something strangely beautiful about a creature that's simply comfortable being itself. And maybe that's what we've gotten wrong. Somewhere along the way, we started believing that being respected meant being intimidating. That being successful meant always being busy, and that being noticed meant always being the loudest person in the room. But the older I get, the more I realize that some of the best people I've met were none of those things. They were simply calm, not weak, not passive, just composed. The kind of people who don't make you feel judged, the kind of people who don't need to prove they're smarter than everyone else, the kind of people who make life feel a little lighter just by being around. And honestly, I think that's one of the rarest qualities a person can have today, because being kind is easy when life is easy. Being calm when everything around you is chaotic, that's difficult. And maybe that's why I think there's something strangely inspiring about these animals. Not because we should literally become capybaras, but because they remind us that not everything deserves a reaction. Not every disagreement needs a winner, and not every moment of your life has to be turned into a competition. So sometimes it's enough to just be comfortable with who you are, to stay composed, to be kind, and to bring a little more peace into the lives of the people around you. Because maybe people won't remember every word you said. Maybe they won't remember what car you drove or how impressive you looked, but they'll always remember how you made them feel.